The war on police continues, but this time it's from their own leadership. Los Angeles Police Department chief bans the thin blue line flag from police station lobbies, patrol cars, and uniforms. We're going to dig into why that is in just one moment. You guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please make sure to join my locals community at jamesklug.locals.com. It's free with the option of contributing monthly for as little as 1 cup of coffee per month. That literally costs nothing, and we're bringing more content to you this year, more street videos, better quality content. If you want to support the channel, jamesklug.locals.com. Go sign up today, even if you do it for free. Just go sign up. I'll pin a comment down below. Let's jump into this. So from LAist, LAPD chief bans thin blue line flag. I just can't even believe I'm saying this out loud. From police station lobbies, patrol vehicles, and uniforms. So last week, LAPD Chief Michael Moore issued an internal memo that prohibits displaying of the flag in station lobbies. A spokesperson for the department said the policy extends to LAPD officers' uniforms and city-issued vehicles. So they can no longer drive around or have a thin blue line patch or anything like that. You know, what firefighters have or any of that. They have their thin red line. That's not going to be controversial. That won't be banned. But thin blue line flag will be banned. You can't show your support for your fellow police officers anymore. Some, including Moore, the chief, view the blue, white, and black thin blue line flag as an expression of support for police. Others see it as a symbol of white supremacy and far-right ideology. Everything I don't like is white supremacy. That is an argument that's swept the nation the last decade, and it's been incredibly successful as seen here. In his memo, the chief said extremist groups have hijacked the use of the thin blue line flag to symbolize their undemocratic, racist, and bigoted views. Moore, who is seeking reappointment to a second term, said he acted after a member of the public complained about a thin blue line flag in the lobby at LAPD's Rampart Station. So he said extremist groups have hijacked the use of the thin blue line flag. Now, you certainly will see the thin blue line flag at let's say a right-wing protest, wherever it may be across the country, just because they, in a general sense, have more support for their local law enforcement than the left does. You're not going to go to a BLM protest or Antifa with them, beating the crap out of people in the street or vandalizing property and then waving around thin blue line flags. It just wouldn't make sense. Now, seeking reappointment to a second term, and therefore will bend a knee to the mob in order to do that. You got to please the people, and the people just happen to be insane. So all it took was a member of the public complaining about the thin blue line flag in the lobby, and they acted on it. Now, this isn't just an issue with Los Angeles. And before we make the comment of, oh, well, it's just a bunch of liberals, who cares? There's a lot of patriots in the LAPD, good, hardworking Americans, and they just so happen to be completely outnumbered by crazy people in Los Angeles. But there's millions of people in Los Angeles. There are still a lot of good people in Los Angeles that do support the Los Angeles Police Department. Now, in a general sense, on this channel, I'm very pro-police. I'm pro-police when they enforce constitutional laws. I'm pro-police when they're, patriots just trying to look out for their community. There are a ton of good police officers in the LAPD that I've known personally and spoken with throughout the last couple of years when there's been rioting and absolute insanity going on in Los Angeles. So, one member of the public, it could be a handful of members of the public. This is someone that I talked to in, I believe, Minneapolis, and this is the argument that they're making. And this isn't just LAPD. This isn't happening just in Los Angeles. This is happening nationwide, this argument demonizing of this flag.
Line, correct?
Yes.
The thin blue line, as they call it.
The blue line, that's their flag that they hung up after Kim Potter accidentally killed Dante Wright. They hung the blue line flag in Brooklyn Center. So anyway, this is in my opinion what it's masking. They're fascists. We need serious police.
Yeah, so they're fascists. It's hiding the Nazi flag. This is just a typical white female BLM demonstrator. showing, oh, they're actually Nazis. They're actually, I guess she's saying that they're fascists. And it just took one of these Karens to walk into the Rampart station and make that argument. Let's move on. While saying he believes the flag represents the honor, valor, dedication, and sacrifice of law enforcement to protect our communities, Moore said its public display can be divisive because others have been able to persuade the public it symbolizes racist, bigoted, and oppressive values. Case in point, this Karen here. Now, the police union was not happy. That represents Los Angeles Police Department was not happy with this decision, and in my opinion, rightfully so. They came out with this tweet following that memo. We will display it proudly and will not let anyone distort the true meaning. Quote, the blue line represents the men and women of law enforcement who stand in the gap between the lawless and the innocent. That is what they're no longer allowed to display at the LAPD. They are no longer allowed to show that support for their brothers and their sisters. It's not allowed anymore. No, none of that pride. Fire department, any other groups, they can show their pride for one another. Police officers are not allowed to do it anymore. I did want to reflect on just a little bit that the Los Angeles Police Department has gone through the last couple years. 2020, 2021, the summer of love in 2020. You know, I was just starting to go into being independent, making content at that time. I was doing a lot of reporting on the street, and I was only able to make it to a handful of riots, but I know Jorge Ventura, Anthony Cabasa, a bunch of other amazing journalists were in Los Angeles reporting on the riots that were happening, and it was every single weekend, every other day, or whatever it was, some violent riot that was going on. Los Angeles Police Department having to deal with that, having to deal with in 2020 and 2021, and going into 2022, the massive spike in homicides, shootings, violent crime. But, this is just some footage from one of the riots that I was attending in 2020 of Antifa just kicking down windows at a local prison. They cost a lot. I won't dig into that much more, but here was another one. Fallen LAPD officer memorial vandalized by Antifa. Turn off the volume here, but you can see all of these vandalized. This is a department that city does not support them. Now, of course, there's a minority in Los Angeles, probably outnumbered maybe 4-1, that does support them, and that is hundreds of thousands of people. But this has just been routine. This level of support for Los Angeles Police Department, that's why their morale is at record lows right now, because they're protecting a city that really just doesn't care. The leadership doesn't care, obviously. I did mention that this is not just an issue that is happening in Los Angeles. This is something that people need to be concerned about nationwide. And I wanted to pull up this article really quick. Minnesota police officer forced to apologize over the thin blue line flag, tarnished with divisive undertones. That argument, the argument that this person's making here,
blue line, correct?
Yes.
This person right here, the argument that this lady's making, that is nationwide sweeping a police department near you. They have officially given police officers the worst last 2-3 years of their lives. Defunded them like they did in Los Angeles, and then refunded them like they did in Los Angeles after the crime spikes, homicides, shootings. And now they're no longer able to show their support for one another. Now, on this channel, I'm not past criticizing individual actions of police officers. I think that's incredibly important. We want to make sure that they're enforcing constitutional laws and their individual actions are good, all of that. However, in a general sense, I've had a history of supporting law enforcement, and I will continue to be a channel that does that. Now, as for local politicians in California that have spoken out about the banning of the thin blue line at the LAPD, pretty much met with just radio silence, except we do have Kevin Kiley here from, I believe, Congressional District 3, which is not Los Angeles, but it's a pretty massive district across the border of Nevada. He goes on to say, Los Angeles needs to reverse its outrageous ban on displaying the thin blue line flag at the police department. Supporting our law enforcement is more important than ever. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with what Kevin's saying? Do you guys agree with what I'm having to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. And I'll catch you guys next time.